Okay, guys, we're recording. I think we're on. And then I got to turn Facebook off. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thursday night, Shredders Unite business call. We're just getting back into it. I have to apologize. Like Sean Escobar last night, it is the most challenging thing to be able to go from Zoom to turning on your Facebook. So I believe it's on Facebook. If someone has the opportunity to look on there and give me a thumbs up, that would be great. If not, I'm going to record this right now on Zoom. Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thursday night, Shredders Unite. I am so excited to be back and kind of like having the hot seat again. Here's Sean. Sean's coming again. Basically, we want to get back to inspiring people through other people's stories, their journey. And with that, I've got probably the two most energetic people in ERSHRED potentially that are on fire, that are working together, and they're going to share with us how this process started, their journey. They're formerly in Isagenix, both of you, right? And yeah. I'm on a short leash. I've got 30 minutes. So they said maybe a couple minutes extra, but they're in Hawaii and I kind of understand that. Raining in 45 in Chicago and probably sunny and beautiful in Kauai, right?
Yeah, we'll have to show them the background here.
Okay, so with that, I have Shirley McNeil and I've got Kathy Peters. Ladies, I know it's a little bit harder when I've got two people that I'm interviewing, but who first introduced whom to ERSHRED? Who introduced who to ERSHRED?
Yeah, I did. We connected a while back, at least 5 years ago. So we were both in Isagenix at similar times. My husband and I started in 2013. But we didn't meet through Isagenix. We met through a book study. Through my upline, Nicola Stouter started a book study that I really needed at the time. And she did a live video and explaining about it. And Kathy heard that too. And so we first met each other through that. And because of the profound, I don't know, it helped me through navigating through some challenging things with my parents. And we learned so much that Lane and I decided we're going to continue this because this is giving back to others in a spiritual sense. And so we started a group and Kathy stayed on with us. And that's how, like, we've never met in person other than this week. It's amazing because I know her so well, but from what we've done in our spiritual journey.
That's crazy. So you've only had connections either through Zoom or on the phone?
Yeah, and we're here for a week in their house. Can you believe that? They opened their house to us.
Well, both of you guys have unbelievable hearts. Shirley, I did get a chance to see you being interviewed by both. I think it was Sean back then. What was it, about a year and a half ago? When did Sean interview you?
Long ago. It was probably in August or September.
Of last year.
About the ERSHRED?
Yeah. Talking about your experience on ERSHRED.
Right. And I found out about that through our team calls. Otherwise, I don't think I would know. Mary and Nicola did a call with Sean and Jesse and Crystal. And I thought, wow, this sounds so different from the way I was raised. Like, we would have margarine, we would have low fat, no fat stuff, we would have diet Shasta pop, all that. And my pa was diabetic. So this was so different. I mean, we ate meat a lot, but that was so different. And I decided I want to jump in there.
What was it specifically about the Sean Crystal presentation? They do a wonderful job, by the way. They're amazing, obviously. They created this group. But what did they say, or what did Sean or Crystal say specifically outside of it being different? What caught your attention? Like, I want to do that. What was their story that got you excited?
It was about this whole coming alive thing. Because with COVID COVID going on for me, I am physically pretty active and teaching classes, and we had geared back on that, through the COVID, and this whole thing about having some gut issues and then feeling alive again. I wanted to experience it. And I also had a dance performance on a beach with a bunch of my girlfriends that we were going to do. And I thought, hey, this would be a perfect way to give this a little try, because you want to feel your best when you're out there doing that sort of thing. And Kathy's more of a rule. You read all the rules and all that. And I was not so much. I'm like, I'm going to jump in there and just do it. And even though I was still having things that I should have not, I was having my half and half in my coffee, and I was having some nuts and whatnot because I thought they were approved. I still had wonderful, wonderful results.
What were your results? Do you remember?
I lost 7 pounds and about 10 inches, and mostly in the middle. And my energy was like,
So since you've done Isagenix, I don't mean to be rushing you along, other than I know you guys have plans. The one thing I wanted to ask you, Shirley, is that because you've done Isagenix previously, what was unique and different about your experience this time around with ERSHRED? Your aha come alive moment. Was it much different, the same?
Okay, so we were with Isagenix probably 7 years at least, and I was chicken. I think I had done a 2-day cleanse once in that whole time, and it was not easy for me. And all the people that I would bring on, if it were a 30-day to try, I would say, let's just do a 1-day cleanse. Seriously. And I struggled with that. And so I assumed everyone else would struggle with it. But the protocol that you guys provided with the bone broth, I just feel like on fire the second day. I look forward to cleansing. And people that have never been in Isagenix before, but they're trying this shredder protocol. I had one lady on my team said, Shirley, I can't go more than 12 hours. And I said, Aileen, you just got to trust me that this works. You got to trust me, and you're going to love the bone broth. And she said, I don't have any. I said, I'm going to get you some so that you can join us on the day that we start. And she did a full 48-hour until Friday. She did a cleanse. So to me, the difference is being satisfied on the shake days. You don't want to be hungry, and you want to be satisfied on the cleanse days too. And if I can have another bone broth, add a little more Himalayan sea salt or whatever, I just feel so good. And it's not such a challenge. Yeah.
Did you see it now? And I just curious, because obviously for me, it was a monumental difference between living the Isagenix traditional way and then doing the ERSHRED. And obviously that's what got me excited and why we're so active in the group. My question to you is that, did you see a difference in your inflammation or your energy levels as it related to doing the ERSHRED, not just the fact you got through a 2-day cleanse? Are you happier as a person? I mean, your energy is through the roof already, but you're saying it's like, as you said, you're like mind blown even better. Is it that it is that much different? I can see that, but there was something about your reaction to the ERSHRED that you called up Kathy, I'm assuming, right? How did you share ERSHRED with her? How did this happen?
Well, because Melissa, who was an IsaBody finalist, was here on the island, and we had her picture taken. And I said, if you show that picture to anybody, I knew it was you're dead meat. And she says, oh my God, I know. So it was my before picture. I thought to myself, and that was the end of August. So all through September, I kind of like struggled to get back into the regular Isagenix, and I couldn't hack the shakes. So I was doing dairy free. And so then Melissa said, well, why don't you just try the ERSHRED thing? I'll throw you in the group. So the end of September, she put me in the group, and I read every guide, because that's just who I am. So I read every guide. I watched every video. I'm like, who is this Sean person? Oh, I know his mom and dad, and I've met them, and, I instantly knew exactly what was going on. And I thought, well, I'm going to try it, but all I have was dairy-free shakes. So I hurried up and put an order in, and I'm like, what do I do? So I called Shirley, because we were together in the book club, and I knew she was in Isagenix, of course. But she and Lane talked me through it. I don't have to be perfect, about the protocol. I could do what I had on hand until I got the stuff. And honestly, it was beautiful, but it was more beautiful when I had the right stuff. So I just must say that. But I started with what I had, because I know Shredder's way is we meet you where you are, and that's where I was. And I had to wait a couple days to get where I wanted to be, but I plowed through it. And I didn't like the bone broth before. I thought I didn't, but I ordered it. And this time I like it. And now I depend on it for my cleanse days. And like when Lane and Shirley were coming, we kind of have to laugh every time, because we just bring out a big platter of meat. Here's dinner.
Nothing. Hey, I saw the filet mignon that you had last night. That looked damn good. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm on cleanse day 2. I'm cleansing today by day. I did an 11-day ERSHRED with somebody on my team, and I'm on day 11. Don't know how many shreds I've done to date, but so you're excited. You had an amazing experience. When did the conversation turn to the business side? When did you decide to partner up and focus on this?
Couple months ago, I think we started really talking about how we could help each other
and help others. I mean, we've put together, we encourage everyone to be in your group, in the main group. It's critical that they be in there, because the community that has been created is like none other, really. And then we have some people that aren't on Facebook so much, but they're brand new to this, either to Isagenix or the ERSHRED. So we've co-coached some groups through, and I feel like my ability to reach out to others, when you're excited about something that you know is going to work, if they can just trust you in the process, and even if you stumble part of the way through, that everyone's had such a wonderful result. That's what's gotten me excited again, and my husband, because we've been able to help so many people. So that's where it kind of turned. We thought, well, let's help each other with this.
So here's the beautiful thing. Part of this message, and I hope, Sean, your dad, Tony, catches the replay, is that he had said to me many, many, many times that Bob, in the Australian accent, Bob, you cannot reawaken the dead. In other words, when they go away, just find a new warm body, that you're not going to bring somebody back. And I started thinking about that. I thought, wait a minute. ERSHREDers, a lot of us were old Isagenix people. So where were you with your mindset and your excitement in 2000, pre-ERSHRED 2020? I mean, were you still doing the business then, or where were you at?
Well, when I started, honestly, Bob, I didn't want anything to do with the business. I'm being serious.
With the beginning in 2013 or an ERSHRED?
In 2013.
Okay.
And as I'm a laser systems engineer as my full-time job. And I thought, I don't have time to do any of this. And we just want to try it because of how busy our lifestyle is. And my husband had some heavy metal toxicity going on. So they said, well, you can have parties and bring people over. And I'm like, no, I was very adamant about that. And it's so amazing, because some of the girls in my fitness class would say, what are you doing? I go, I don't know what's in here, but just try this, And so that really helped build a lot of, they're mostly friends on my team, because they trust me, But I got to a point where I took it every day, the shakes every day, but I wasn't cleansing very much. And so having these results in such a short time, and the energy level that you have and the reduced inflammation, I thought we could bless more people. So I was always scared to post anything on Facebook. But when I help all these people, or we help all these people, and they're lit up, it's like, I bet you there's a lot of people that don't feel so good right now.
Right.
And so that's really brought a lot of new people into our group.
And reignited a lot of old people. Like we have 6 people within the past month who we just kind of called them up, or we ran into them or whatever. And they're like, well, I really need to get back into Isagenix because it really did work, but I just had a hard time with blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh, you got to try this. And kabam,
So
all of them.
how did you, I mean, every conversation is going to be a little different, but was there a common theme that you used when contacting old people about ERSHRED? I mean, how did you start that conversation?
I would run it. I accidentally ran into these people. Well, like, for example, my sister, I saw her, she ate what I ate. And she's like, well, I went home from vacation. I lost 3 pounds. You can't argue with that. And she felt grand. And one of our old coworkers stopped by our house to say hi. And we just got into this conversation because he said, what are you eating? And I said, filet mignon, because that's what we eat, because that's what we eat.
Meat.
And he's like, oh, is that all you're eating? And I said, yep. I said, do you want some? He says, no, I'm good, but I want to do what you're doing. So we put him in the group, and he was a researcher like I am, and he helped himself. I mean, he reestablished his account and did everything himself. I didn't help him. But there have been some people where I will ask Shirley, you know, what do you think we should do here? And we'll put them in a little chat group. And Shirley will throw people my way that are interested in the IsaBody challenge, and I'll throw people her way who are more interested in, you know, other aspects of things. But together, I think we fit together because we're the same, but we're different. So we just jive really good, and we certainly do laugh a lot.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
I mean, I think that's what this is all about. I know Sean puts it in better words than I would, but it's all about having fun. It's about loving life, living, as he said yesterday to me, we got to talk about living our kick-ass lifestyle, because that's going to be attractive. It isn't the science. It isn't the cost savings. But when I'm watching you two tonight, and I knew you before, so it's your confidence level, it's your certainty, but it's your energy that's going bonkers. I mean, you're emanating like, oh my God, I feel great, right? So I'm assuming, based upon seeing you tonight, your excitement level is a couple notches higher than it used to be as it relates to the product experience.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Okay.
I feel like in a short time, it will help people get where they want to go, or at least on the right path. If you just start with some shakes, you're not going to get that experience. It's the whole thing, and doing it with the power of others is really huge.
Huge.
So now that you've had your experiences, and I know, you know, I know I'm coming up against my hour, 30 minutes.
You're okay.
I want to, okay. I just want to make sure. I want to be respectful. But now that you've seen what's possible, and you've seen Sean and Crystal, and everyone's laid this out, and I'm with you. I think the best asset is our group and our community. And if we can leverage that collectively the way we have, I think that makes this business a lot more fun. But with that said, what are your goals? I mean, you just met each other for the first time in person. I know you're on vacation, but have you kind of talked about, you know, what's your dream, what's your vision as it relates to the two of you building this together?
Our next vacation, for number one, what we're going to pack to eat on our next vacation.
Oh yeah,
That's already settled. But business wise, we're going to lock arms a lot stronger, and hopefully be able to actually attend some of Shirley and Lane's Super Saturday events, and be more present in the group than we have been. So
yeah, we just have this synergy together. I don't know what it is, but she's excited about, she doesn't just say, this is what I'm doing, this is how they live. If you could be at every meal we've had here, you guys, this is how she lives. And it's beautiful to see it. And I just feel like everyone deserves to feel wonderful. And I'm not so tied to, I'm no issue about sharing this with others.
No.
And if they aren't ready, it's totally fine. But I'm just going to keep living this way and linking arms with you. I think we can make a big impact on a lot of people's lives and help them feel the best that they can.
Awesome.
I think it's important to have that experience first, the physical, you know, the energy transformation first before talking about anything else.
Now, I know your husbands were here earlier at the very beginning of the call. How are they enjoying the ER shred? They're doing it with you, I'm assuming, right? Where's Randy?
I think we'll bring him on over here.
It's real good. All
He's
aspects
a
of it, and
hunter.
some of it is the connection with the people. I mean, I think that's a huge part for us to be able to share that with this is cool. We're looking forward to coming to St. George soon too as well. So I'd like to catch up and join up with whoever's there, and that'll be fun. But it's a beautiful thing.
I would love to be in St. George. I mean, Sean comes from Hawaii, flies back home, and decides he has to do a Facebook Live in the group, sitting in his pool. And I'm literally looking outside, and it's kind of flurries, rain, sleet. It's not sleet. It's not cold enough to sleep, but it is 45 degrees. So rain and 45, I don't know. I guess people in London might have it worse, but Minnesota, right? I'm sure it's bad. I would love to be in St. George. But so as couples though, that since you're both on here, what is it like to do it together collectively? Have you noticed a lifestyle change with ER Shred in terms of your mindset, maybe your attitudes, anything as it relates to what you did previously?
Well, I personally feel it's very easy, and it brings us closer together too, because you don't have to worry about what you're going to be eating or what you're going to have or whatever. It's just so simple to prepare a meal. And I myself I've really felt the energy come out of it. I feel better. My coffee, my butter, and my salt. Oh my goodness, bacon. It's all good, man. It's really good, and it's so simple, and you don't have to think about it. That's what I like.
That's awesome. I mean, we are so excited. I mean, really what I love about this community, it was probably what attracted me to Isagenix in the very beginning. It was the energy and the culture. It was Sean, it was Tony and Randy Escobar. It was John Anderson. People basically, as you said, I think you mentioned Kathy and Shirley, you said the same thing. You feel like you can really have an impact and make a difference in other people's lives. And you had that level of excitement. And I think for me, because I think I lost the luster, I lost the shine off the diamond, frustrations, whatever. But a lot of it was because what I was doing stopped working for me. And I think the hardest part to wrap my head around is the simplicity of the system, but the fact that it was this that allowed me to have a result that I haven't had in 18 years. And I can't be happier, but I'm excited collectively as a group of what's possible for all of us. And I think the best way is, how do you explain to somebody that you can feel this good? I think Peter Greenlaw said it. You don't understand how good you can feel until you realize how bad you felt. So kind of like my old 8 out of 10, I thought I was doing pretty good until ER Shred. Now I feel like I'm like an 18 out of 20. And I'm having a hard time maybe articulating that or quantifying that. Like, but what I'm excited about is the group. So with that, are you typically, Shirley and Kathy, are you going back to your old community, your old Isagenix people first in terms of sharing what you're doing? Is that what you've been doing initially? Okay.
Yeah, it's easier for me because it's easiest for me if they can see me in person. And then the second thing we do, I'll Zoom with them. But if I'm in their presence, I really don't have a hard time sharing my excitement because I am excited. It's just real. I mean, I don't have to pretend like I'm excited. I am. And like reaching out to new people, I'm not working, so I don't really see very many new people, but when we travel, we will, and I know how to do it and I know I can do it, but I'm going to approach it in a different way. And, like today they went on a big hike and they had beef sticks for a snack. And we had a little thing full of approved, Shred Day approved snacks and stuff like that. And I was like, well, how simple is this? Well, somebody's walking on a hike and they see somebody pull that out of their backpack. They're going to say, well, where's your carbs? Because that's what I would say.
Right. It's so different than how we used to.
Yeah, well, we drank our carbs for breakfast. It's in a shake, and this is not keto. And you can go into this whole conversation with when you're around people doing active things on the island, because that's what they're doing. They're hiking and they're doing all kinds of different things that you can get into a conversation with it, even just walking on a trail. So
As you
and we've done
as you
that
blow by them
before.
running up the mountain.
Yeah, and these guys ran up the mountain and ran back
Well,
down
he
because
did. I'm
they
too
were
old.
on a time limit. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we've got stuff going on later, but it's been so easy and fun to share with people that you do know and that you don't know, because it's just different enough to be interesting. But it's so different that it's incredibly I think it's mind-boggling how easy it is. That's the part about the whole thing. It's so stinking easy.
And who doesn't like meat?
Right. Well, some people don't, but
There's plenty of people,
Well,
but
that's what
we do.
that's what I was going to say about the simplicity, because there's a lot of wonderful products with Isagenix, but it can get overwhelming. And so to just hone in on the Shredders pack that you guys created is genius, you
Mhm.
know, and keep it super simple. And okay, guys, let's just focus on these 11 days and maybe some support for after that. Once they know how good they feel, it's like, oh, when are you going to do the next one?
Mhm.
So for me, when I'm teaching fitness classes, after I might say, hey, guys, we're doing a post Mother's Day May shred. If you want a little reset for your body, let me know. And Sean, I usually share your video, your little 3-minute video on that. And I say, these guys are so down to earth. They're down in St. George. And
Which video do you like of Sean's? What 3-minute video?
he's walking
Which one do you like to use?
down, he's walking down in the
Oh, yeah.
in St. George. You have the mountains in the back, the red rocks in the background.
I know he
like-
says. I'm just trying to. He'll tell me which one. Or maybe you can send me which video you use of Sean's, because what we're looking for collectively as a group is kind of hone in on what's working and what videos reach out to people. So if you've got a 3-minute video that's doing the job that Sean has already made, we'd love to get it, like put it more on the front page for people to access as ideas.
the
If that makes
authenticity,
sense.
the authenticity that Sean brings to the thing is essential, and it comes through in pretty much every video he does. And that's the piece that this community connects and brings people together in a way that, you know, it's lacking. I think in a lot of other communities of Isagenix people or whatever, they're like, they got started, they got fired up, but there's a piece that's missing. And I think the community aspect of what you're bringing into this is a critical and vital aspect that helps. I mean, that it's unified us, you know, with new friends. And I think there's a lot of more inclusivity yet to happen around, you know, the country and world, that this can go much further than it has so far. So it's big.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, Shirley, go ahead.
I was just gonna say too, the thing about sharing pictures, I love the flyers that you guys make up for each month to share that we have a group shred, because so many people feel alone in doing something. So doing a group shred is really important, but I do think sharing a picture gets people like, oh, maybe that could help me. So I like to include pictures of the people that have worked with us, because I think it shows social proof that, man, this works. Look at all these faces and how good they feel, and I want some of that. So I share Sean's video, and I also talk with them after, so that I can give them a brief overview of how it works and tell them how I feel about it. It seems
awesome.
to work.
Shirley, I'm so bad at this. I keep on wanting to look at you, but when I'm looking at you, it looks like I'm looking away from the camera. So I'm not looking at you, but I'm holding on to every word. By the way, I did catch this. You said you were a laser systems engineer. Sounds like kind of like a rocket scientist. But then you told me you do workout. You do physical training on the side?
I'm not a personal trainer. I do group fitness instruction. So I teach a core class. What are they?
Yeah, baby.
That's our meals.
Oh man.
Sorry. And spoiled rotten here. But yeah, I love helping people feel their best. And so part of that is physical, moving, but they can come and move, but if they're not putting good stuff in their body, that nothing's changing and they still don't feel good. So it's been a passion of mine since I was
Long time.
probably 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you have a nice, and that's an amazing resource. The fact that you actually are doing fitness trainings for people circling in. I'm sure they probably hear about ERSHRED or something about it eventually, right? So what I heard tonight simply is that you did the system, you followed the tracks to run on, you had the experience, the come alive moment, and you basically used the community. And that's awesome. I mean, it is simple when I think about how easy this business is. And I think you're right. I think, Shirley, you were talking about, the culture, Sean or Randy, the authenticity, when it comes through in the video. I'm shocked, but I would think that I would have to be in person to feel the level of energy that I'm feeling from you guys right now, because the emotion comes through. Even last night on those wonderful shares, the emotion came through on the Zoom. I'm feeling the energy on this, and I'm thinking, my God, we've got so many tools compared to what it was like when they first started, in 2002, and with Sean's parents, with Randy and Tony Escobar. I get, I get like goose pimples thinking about what's possible, because I do believe that even though we've done this for a very long period of time, I think that the world needs us more than ever before. And we've got the right tools and we've got the right system that is so darn simple, and the community. And finally, it's the culture. And I've, hats off to Sean and Crystal, but that's mom and dad. That's what they brought up in. And that is basically, as I think Randy Escobar would say, she says, it's just getting people what they want and then loving on them and just not stopping. And I think that I see that in all of you. But I'm so excited about what's possible. And I guess the sky is the limit. I'm just lucky that I have you guys as well, because this is the type of call that gets me excited about the business again. It's kind of like, wow, you could have done so much more earlier today. You're such a slacker. These two are on fire. But I'm excited about maybe where we will be next year. And I feel it in the group, and I don't know about you guys, but I do see there seems to be some more momentum. I see the groups growing faster. There seems to be a lot of people sharing for the first time. And I'm excited. So I'm assuming, so you're going to go on vacation. Where's your next vacation going to be? You're already in Kauai, so I don't know how you're going to top that, but where are you guys going next?
We're trying to talk them into this, but they've got a lot of home stuff going on. But we are going sailing in the British Virgin Islands at the end of July.
Nice.
And we got a boat that we've rented that will hold 8 people. We've got 8 people going right now, but we could make it 10.
But we're in such great shape. We can just bounce around and not land anywhere on the boat. And there could be 10 people just like kinetically jumping around.
Hopefully at the end of the trip, it'll be 10 shredders, right?
That'd make it easy for the food.
We are going to celebration after, so.
Yeah, as soon as we get back.
Oh.
We'll be.
Terrific. Excellent.
The other thing I just want to touch on super quick is that we talked about the community, but one thing that's so different about your community that I feel everyone is accepted. Everybody feels accepted. Even if you don't want to post a Facebook picture, if you just post your results or say something, so many people give you love. And you can feel that community is like, gives me goosebumps, because you guys, we accept everybody in there, and it's huge. You feel part of something.
Yeah. Even if you say something stupid or have a crazy, silly post. I'm the first person to keep it light. I'm just like, keep it light, people. Keep it light. You're getting too intense here. Because I did too. I was too intense. And Randy's like, just lighten up. I try to find crazy, funny things that are kind of related just to.
Oh, I love your humor. Your posts are awesome. I think
I'm very shocked when I woke up and saw that mustache.
Oh. I put that filter on and I laughed for 10 minutes and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could put a filter on a Zoom call. I was like, what do they call those? When your stubble starts to, the little 5 o'clock shadow. And I mean,
you can't take her anywhere.
I sat there and laughed so hard I started to sweat. And it was when I was doing that with Heather, and it was right before that. So should I go on with this? And I no, that would be a very bad idea. What if I don't want to take it off?
That was funny. Well, guys, I want to honor your vacation. I'm so excited that you're a part of us and the community, and it's your energy collectively. I mean, you're raising our energy levels, and I think that's the excitement I have about the community. And I hope that if people are on this call tonight, if you haven't done the ERSHRED, please get to the person who told you about this call and dive into the community. When you're ready, we will love on you. And I just like the awareness. I love it's the mental clarity, it's the happiness, it's the things outside of the weight loss that seems to be moving people the most. And it's just capturing that energy and that excitement. And I'm thrilled to have you as part of our team. Sean, I know you're up there, you can nod, but can you imagine if we had these type testimonials and we were able to go back to October 2020 and think about what's possible? Because I know it was working for us, but this last week, the last several weeks it just gets better. And any last thoughts in terms of what you would like? I know you're gonna have some team members watch this. Any other thoughts, Shirley or Kathy, you'd like to share?
I just think that the ERSHRED group is an integral part of anybody's success, because you don't know who you're helping. And it's such a big thrill to have one person say, well, do you mind if I instant message you and just ask you a few questions? And I'm thinking, yeah, instant message me all you want. And when I get that a lot, actually, people will just say, I just want to ask you something personally. And they could have asked it in the group so easily, but they don't have the ganachis to do it. You know, just because I was born with 6 sets of them doesn't mean everybody has a set. I got all the sets of ganachis. So, you know, I'm not afraid to ask a question. And but some people are, and they'll be like, I can't find the thing about whatever. You know, can I drink my soup cold if I'm, you know, and if I don't know the answer, I'll make up a really good answer. And if I don't know if it's accurate, I'll ask somebody, and then I'll swing back and say, that was just a joke. But normally it's common sense for me to figure out the nutrition part, because I've been doing it for so long. But I think the fear factor of being in a big group is lessened a lot when you've got the humor and you've got people posting things, and the people that are posting things are normal, everyday, beautiful souls, you know, who have just, they're just killing it. And it's so exciting. And you get to hear them, and they go on and they tell you about it. And I don't know, it's just it's a lively group. I've been in a lot of groups, and this one's lively.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen anything like it. Go ahead.
I would just add, for me, gratitude, seriously, because of how much it's changed my husband and I, our life, and how good we feel, and how I see people writing to me. They lost 20 pounds in 2 shreds, and they haven't been able to move, you know, on any of that for a long time. It's just changing lives. And I'm so grateful that you guys came up with this protocol, and we have this group. It's lit me back up. So
well, it's interesting how there's a puppeteer up there, you know, looking down on us, and it's very exciting how it came together. But you know, Sean's health crisis, the elimination diet, incubating the shakes, discovering the bone broth. When it came together pretty quickly. But it was, as we always say, it was many years of just hashing it out of what we wished for. And honestly, in this case, I have to say this is actually better than what I ever wished for, because I didn't think this was possible. I mean, the community, no. The results, I didn't imagine you could feel this good. Guys, going forward, what we'd like to do is just celebrate you. If there's anything that we can do for you, please let us know. And likewise, please, we do appreciate you so much being active in the groups. And Shirley, I'm glad you're back. I haven't seen you in a while. In terms of, I saw you were on Facebook a lot there for a while, but we all kind of run through phases. I'm excited that the 2 of you are doing this as a dynamic duo. I can't imagine what it will be like 6 months, a year from now. No, you're going to have a crazy fun team. I just can't, I mean, it's going to be amazing. Like attracts like, right? And it's your energy, and that's amazing. Hug it out, man. That was even better. That was worth, as Sean would do the swords. That's awesome. And I like
Oh,
the Noah's, hey, Sean, the Noah's a mini sword and ERSHRED swords are wonderful. Well, thank you all. Enjoy your vacation. I know you got a handful of days left. It looks like it might be sunny outside from here.
It is. Oh, did you want
Yeah.
to see? Let's see.
Sure,
Wanna
for
take
all
this?
of us here.
Door.
We'll show you real quick. This is what they get to see every morning, you guys. Can you see that?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know if that's too dark, but
That's pretty good.
There you
Yeah,
go.
No, it's good. There we go. Look at the mountain in the background.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
that's Poi Poo back there. By the way. Yeah.
we're pretty blessed to be
Yeah.
here.
It's great. It's been raining like crazy, but it's pretty good today. So they went up
Well-
Sleeping Giant Mountain and took a good hike and after our shakes, of course, but so thanks for letting
please-
us come on
One of
early.
us, yeah.
Hey, I ended up taking 50 minutes of your time, but please enjoy the rest of your sunny day and enjoy the rest of the vacation. And man, just do me a favor, when you have team members come in, let's get them on board. Let's get them on the Zoom calls, get them active in Shredders Unite. And please share your success stories. I mean, whatever's working, anything you have to add is valuable to all of us. Thank you. But
Thank you.
Shirley,
Thanks, guys.
Kathy, Randy, thank you. Guys, have a great night and enjoy. Thank you, everybody. Great call.
Thank you.
Appreciate all of you.